Hi, my name is Brent McDonald. I'm from New Brunswick, Canada.
My name is Jordan Shellhart and I live in Nashville.
My name is Jared Haynes and I'm from Sugar Creek, Ohio.
I'm Mary Allison McGinnis and I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Cottage Cove is unique at a number of different levels. First and foremost, it's a program that's focused on children. It's not using children as an afterthought. It's with the idea that if you can reach them at a young age and help them to have the right skills and the right mindset in life, it's going to change the outcome as they get older. So it's not trying to fix those problems when they're a teenager or an adult. It also is a unique program because it isn't just a place where kids come and hang out and get in trouble here. Oh, sure, kids still get in trouble, but we have a discipline structure. And with a discipline structure, it allows us to correct those things for them to learn better behavior, for them to learn how to interact with one another, how to get along not only with their peers, but with adults as well.
I first came to Cottage Cove at the end of last school year, and I just heard that they needed volunteers because a lot of their work studies had left for the summer, so I came in not expecting to really stay for very long, just was going to be a temporary thing. That didn't really work out the way that I planned.
Cottage Cove is very structured and I love how that is unique about it. It really shows the children values that are important and how to be responsible and respectful to adults and their peers, and structure is one thing that will help them with that.
One student who was at our Madison location, and he was known at the school as the bad child, and so the first day that we went to pick him up from the school asked, "Are you really sure that you want to pick the student up?" At the school he had to have an adult with him at all times, and when he rode the bus he had to have an adult with him, and just being able to have him in our program after the first 2 or 3 months, he was one of the most well-behaved children and never had a breakdown. And he completely thrived and started growing even at school to the point where he didn't even need that help anymore.
The thing that really sold me on Cottage Cove, I guess, is it's such a tight ship. It's just like so structured, and the kids are so well behaved, and it's not like any place I've ever been before because the kids know what's expected of them, and you just really can see how they thrive in that. Which isn't something that I really expected. So it's been really cool to learn even how to interact with kids in a way that's healthy for them and not just trying to have fun with them for the sake of having fun with them. Cottage Cove does a really good job of doing the best thing for the child and for their development as a person.
My name is Marissa Reese and I'm from Indiana.
My name's Angie McDonald and I'm from Canada.
I'm Anderson Reed from New Bremen, Ohio.
My name is Hannah Keplinger and I come from New Philadelphia, Ohio.
I volunteered at another after-school program. It was just once a week though, and Cottage Cove is every day, which I think is crazy, but awesome at the same time. It's also very, very well structured, which I think is really cool too, because what I did back home was very crazy and catastrophic, I guess.
Something that brings me the most joy that I see in the kids' lives is their growth and maturity over time. And I love watching an older student help out a younger student, whether it's with rules or if they get hurt, or instructing them on what to and what not to do, or playing with them, even though they necessarily wouldn't normally because they're someone younger than them. But to see an older student in a leadership role and just to see that growth and maturity come about.
You would think that most kids are usually not participating or wanting to really answer questions, but at Cottage Cove it's totally different. The kids are very engaged, they want to learn so much more, and their Bible knowledge is incredible.
My name is Ryan Camp and I'm from North Manchester, Indiana.
My name is Danielle Powell. I was originally born in Atlanta, Georgia.
My name is Holly Hamill. I am from Richmond, Virginia.
I love how they're looking after them and helping kids with their schoolwork. I love Super Tuesdays and that there's a meal involved and there's different activities the kids can be learning and growing in. It feels like a place where the kids here are looked after holistically, and it's not just like a daycare kind of thing, or keeping them busy, but they're actually learning things and growing and progressing, and I love to see that.
God has placed me here for a specific reason, and it doesn't even feel like a job. It just feels like I'm doing what I'm called to do.
I am a work study from Belmont. I've been working here for a year. This is my second year, and I help with homework. I play on the playground. I work at the store. I clean up after the day is done. Sometimes I've come before Cottage Cove has kids, and I help set up.
I think for me, I know that I've had a lot of people speak into my life who have helped me along the way, and it brings me, I guess, joy to hopefully be able to be that for the kids here. I hope they have that in other places, but if they don't, I hope Cottage Cove is a place where people are doing that for them, and I enjoy being a part of that.
I have been a volunteer at a lot of different programs, catering to after-school activities for children, and Cottage Cove gives the chance for children to not only get their homework done and have a lot of educational, like extracurricular activities, but also gives them a chance to play and to have adult one-on-one relationships, what I think is really important, because a lot of other after-school programs make them sit in a room and keep learning about different things until they're too tired to function, and Cottage Cove really lets them have a chance to like go play, get their mind off of things, and like know that they're safe and loved by all the adults that are working.
They made it very clear from the beginning that anything they do with excellence. The executive director, Mr. Brent, made a really good point when he said he expects a lot from the kids that we have in our program. He expects excellence. He has the bar raised high, but that is something that they rise to. But also the bar is set high for us, so we never want to give them anything that is less than excellent. So I think that's really cool, because a nonprofit sometimes may cut corners or just get by, and Cottage Cove is definitely not that way. Everything we do is the very best that we can do, and that's really cool to me.
My name is Megan Markham, and I'm from Kansas City, Kansas.
My name is Joseph Biken, and I hail from Ohio.
My name is Zena Daker, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
It's more strict than a lot of other places in the fact that we care so much about them that we want to show them how they're supposed to act, and the rules that are intact are there so that they're safe and that they know how to respect one another and respect their elders.
I especially like working with homework because I get to see the children be proud of the work they've accomplished.
You know, there's a music room where the kids can learn instruments, or they can go do art with Miss Lisa. They've got so many options of what they can do, and maybe in that kind of find their niche or what they like that will maybe make them know what they want to do for the rest of their lives. There's just so many different options that they get to explore here.
We're constantly being stretched and pushed to get better and grow through Cottage Cove.
I think the most heartbreaking thing that's impacting the kids that we serve is the stereotypes that they face and the prejudices out in the real world, that they're judged before people have the chance to get to know them. And here at Cottage Cove, we've created this really safe environment where they get to know staff members who they might not get to know otherwise, and people of other cultures and races, and get to know that people who don't necessarily look like them are just like them.
The greatest joy of being at Cottage Cove is change lives. It's just seeing what God's doing in lives, not just of the kids, but also of all of those people that come from volunteers to work study, to the staff, to the people that we've trained to be in ministry. It's those changed lives that are making a difference on the big scale for the long term.
Coming here, you will make an impact on a person's life, and you will help someone for the better. These kids love seeing you here, and even if you take away their free time, they're still getting a learning experience out of that.
There's a whole lot of darkness on the news. There's a whole lot that's tough to deal with in the world, and I would really encourage people to be involved with Cottage Cove, because it's a way that you can kind of tangibly make a difference in the world around you.
There's so many exciting opportunities and experiences to be had here. Working with the kids is truly a life-changing experience, especially for me. It encouraged me to change my major to education because I loved working with the kids so much. I just think the experiences and the relationships you develop with the other staff members and the people who are so welcoming here is just something that would only bring good things into your life.
It's definitely a family. Everyone who walks in this building is part of the Cottage Cove family. I very much feel that sense of family here.
If you've never helped at Cottage Cove before, you should come in and help, because these kids, they need love, but you know what? They give it right back to you as well.
Stop thinking about what you have as a preconceived idea of inner city ministry. It's not chaos, there's not paint peeling off the walls. All those stereotypical things are things we try and not have at Cottage Cove. We want to have a facility that looks great. We want to hold ourselves to a high standard, because if we're going to hold kids to a high standard, we want them to see us rising to it as well. You're going to come and you're going to meet kids that are respectful. You're going to meet kids that will look you in the eye, that will say yes sir or yes ma'am. You coming to help, to spend that one-on-one with the kid, makes all the difference in the world, because the more one-on-one interaction we can have with the kids, the more difference we can make in their lives to help them to be prepared for life and for that career.
If you've never been to Cottage Cove, I would say be careful when you come, because you'll never want to leave once you do. So if you come, be prepared to spend a lot more time here.